A big win for President Trump's immigration enforcement agenda. The U.S. Senate earlier this morning passed a $70 billion funding package for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and Border Patrol. It was all night long as a debate. Now the bill goes to the House next week. And the vote follows weeks of rioting outside of ICE detention centers, particularly in Newark, New Jersey. Look at this, the left side of your screen. A Fox investigation shows some 100 far-left groups have bankrolled and deeply coordinated the chaos. And those rioters even had well-stocked supply tents that included snacks and books and games. You know what? This looks just like it did on the campuses, those Ivy League campuses, when they were raging with their anti-Semitic and Jewish hate groups on those campuses last year. Interesting. I want to know, is the money coming from some of the same places? The ACLU and the Democrat Socialists of America are among the groups, and all told, they have a combined annual revenue of about $825 million per year. Secretive group chats reveal the orchestration of the outrage. The groups ask people to share videos to make ICE look bad. It also tells them to call the facility a concentration camp, and the illegals who were arrested captives who've been kidnapped or abducted. Here's former DHS senior advisor Charles Marino.
Well, no surprise that this is all extremely organized and coordinated on the financial side. On the other material support side, like these supplies that we see being dropped in the vicinity of Delaney Hall. And finally, also on the communication side, they're told to use those buzzwords to invite, incite, facilitate, and basically bring forward everything that we are seeing play out outside of that detention facility.
In focus now, Lara Trump, host of My View on Saturday nights. Pop your corn, your night is made. This continues. It's like the next chapter in this.
Yeah, well, it is really crazy. It, by the way, should surprise no one that all of this is being orchestrated and paid for. This is very indicative, Harris, I think, of generally who the Democrats are at this point. There's zero authenticity at all, it seems like, to this party, and that includes their protests and demonstrations. You talked about what we saw on college campuses. Let's think back to the Summer of Love riots and how we all know those were now paid for. Let's look at the No Kings protests, paid for. Let's look at the outrage against Elon Musk and the vandalism of Teslas, paid for. Or now we learned that the Southern Poverty Law Center was behind the Charlottesville hoax. They all kind of go with the same model, which is that you have these far-left groups who are bankrolling all of this activity, these protests and this uproar against Republicans, and the goal is to try to divide America. And the problem is that it is becoming dangerous. People are being injured in these things, but we know the goal. The goal of all of this is that it may help them at the ballot box. If they can convince enough people that something as crazy as allowing criminals back out on the streets is acceptable, then maybe it's going to help people come November during these midterms.
It's hard to believe. The Department of Homeland Security with a firm warning after the Coast Guard intercepted an overcrowded boat carrying 240 Haitians near Turks and Caicos. The CBP commissioner said the boat was actually in danger of sinking. It had so many people on it. Look at it.
Wow.
DHS posted, quote, "Our borders are closed, whether by land or sea, and if you try to enter our nation illegally, we will hunt you down and find you." I mean, Laura, just look at what a flip of the switch potentially would do. Because this is political now. This is not for the well-being of the people on a ship that's nearly going down or a boat that's nearly going down. No, it's about politics.
Well, it's always been about politics, unfortunately, for the Democrats. I'd say we're so lucky to have a president who is putting America first, who is concerned about our citizens and ensuring that we are safe here at home. We know that the 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration were a disaster. We let so many people in this country unchecked. How many people on the terror watch list? How many people are now, part of gangs bringing illicit drugs in our country that they allowed in? This president wants to get them out, and he wants to keep them out. And those folks, by the way, the elected Democrat officials that are at that facility in Newark, New Jersey, Cheryl, Booker, and all the rest of them, they know the laws of the land. These are not Donald Trump's laws. They're the laws on the books in the United States of America. If you come here illegally, and especially if you are a criminal on top of that, you got to go.
Well, and we know that they know the laws because one of their own came up against some laws for putting her hands and arms all over federal agents at that same ICE facility. And now she's facing, well, she's been indicted, facing potentially 17 years in prison if she's found guilty. Representative LaMonica MacGyver. I mean, look at their history in this, and it's recent history. Well, remember the show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Democrat Congresswoman Judy Chu going viral for this exchange with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He was testifying on the Iran war and the economy. Watch.
Do you agree with President Trump that you also do not care about Americans' financial situations?
Congresswoman, who was the president during World War I?
Can you,
No,
are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm asking, who was the president during World War I?
I don't know, but clearly you are not answering my question.
So you don't know who the president during World War I was. Well, let me tell you.
So I'm clearly getting the idea that you do not want to answer whether you agree with President Trump that you do not care about Americans' financial situations.
President Trump does care about Americans' financial situation.
Well, he actually said that he doesn't.
President Woodrow Wilson, who was president during World War I, the Germans did not attack us. That he got into that. It was
you're not answering the question, so let me ask this.
And I guarantee
was your
you,
prediction that Americans would face only 50 days of temporary elevated prices wrong?
A new opinion piece takes a wider view now. It argues this gaffe is emblematic of a larger trend. Years of educational fashion that prizes feelings and frameworks over hard chronology have produced leaders fluent in niche policy, but strangely adrift on our nation's greatest hits. That is quite the quote. Laura.
Well, it's quite the quote. And look, it's easy to laugh at something like this because it is so embarrassing. But this is an individual, Harris, who makes major decisions in our country, and she's not the only one. We have seen time and time again a lot of elected officials who don't have a basic knowledge, whether it's of our history, our government, or just kind of common sense. Remember, there was the Georgia congressman who famously said that if Guam got too many residents, it would tip over or it would sink. You have the Mecklenburg County Sheriff, this is down in Charlotte, North Carolina, where Irina Zarutska was murdered in his area, asked what branch of government he fell under. He couldn't answer a basic question like that. But it kind of goes to the heart of why this president is so focused on revamping our educational system. Because when you're teaching revisionist history to our students, whenever you have chronically absent students, like 40% of them are in Chicago.
Unbelievable.
When you have college students who can't even do middle school math, it is leading us down the wrong path, and we're going to see more of this happen.
Look, it is not everybody's a job to know every detail about American history, but when you sit on the committees that she sits on, and when you have that much power at your fingertips, you better know the difference between Woodrow Wilson and whomever she thought was president at any time in history.
Absolutely. Very basic.
Good to see you. Wait, Tom Homan.
Yes.
Border Czar is on your program real quick.
We have Tom Homan this weekend. We did a great sit-down interview with him, and I asked him some personal questions too, Harris, because we all know that this is a very tough job. It's tough out there for our ICE agents, tough for our law enforcement. Tom Homan is our border czar, and man, he has been through it, but he's not backing down. So it's all Saturday night, 9 p.m.
I can't wait to watch. Always watch you. You don't back down either. Thanks for being with me. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.